in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I've weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We're here for the fourth round of the Formula 1 League here on a Friday night on the PlayStation 4 and 5 here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. We've got 15 cars out on the track at the moment here for the Spanish Grand Prix, the Circuit de Catalunya, and I am sure we're in for a treat here tonight, as usual here on the Motive channel, with some of the best drivers on the PlayStation platform here out on track. And I'm sure that they're all going to be gunning for top spot here around a track that most of the drivers know very well. It's been on the Formula 1 calendar for a good 30 years now. Catalunya, it's one of the favourites amongst most of the drivers in the real Formula 1 World Championship, and obviously the testing that the drivers do in real life means that they have a real affinity with the track. And I think similarly in terms of sim racing, I believe that a lot of the drivers do race this track often, so a lot of people will be, I'm sure, very up to date and familiar with the setting here. But right now we're 4 minutes into the qualifying session here, as we said, round 4 of the season here at Motive, and I want to say a big warm welcome and a big thank you to everybody watching live on YouTube at the moment. If you're a friend, family member, or otherwise associate of any of the drivers out on the track, then please make yourself known. Let us know who you're rooting for tonight. Let us know who's brought you here and who's obviously the one who you want to see out in front tonight here in this qualifying session and in the race as well, as we've currently got Little Greavy setting the early pace here on the medium tyres. Clarky Boyce in second on the softs, as we see Game for Life just going top of the leaderboard there, going 3/10 quicker than Little Greavy at the moment in that McLaren. But we got Aldrich Avist out on the track, as well as the reigning champion Joram, Derby Bay, Magfire, Raki. We got Clarky Boy, Little Greavy, I think I mentioned before, Game for Life, Andrew Pittsmith, Horatio, Ocon on Hungaroring. That's Slapstream for those who weren't here last week. DJ Phil, Rednas, Attack on Fighting seems to have retired from a session very early on, shame for that. And Bennett LCFC, a man who always has a strategic ace up his sleeve. He's currently sat in the pits, still yet to do a lap, still yet to leave the pits at the moment in this session. But here we are then. So it's currently Game for Life setting the early pace here, ahead of Little Greavy, who's in the pits. Clarky Boy's just backing off a little bit, trying to get track position, I think, by the looks of it, trying to get as much space as he can before he starts this lap that he's currently about to get onto. Game for Life says in the comments, where is the racing? Sorry about that, mate. There was a little bit of a delay getting it on the screen, but we have now got that very much on the screen at the moment, so that's obviously brilliant. But let's just double check that the stream, my private stream, is in HD. Yeah, it looks alright. So yeah, that looks to be all set. But yeah, I'd also like to say to the 5 people watching at the moment, please drop a like on the video, guys, if you do enjoy what you see. If you want to get involved, then please go to www.motiveracing.com and join the Discord server. Get yourself onto the track and get yourself involved in some of the most exciting sim racing on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. As we see, Game for Life has improved his lap time even more here. He's shaving little bits off of his fastest time. He's now into the 117s here on the medium tyres as well, Game for Life. So it's no mean feat being able to do that, but Magpie's just gone a couple of tenths, 3 tenths quicker than Game for Life on the soft tyres. But we are expecting the soft tyres to have quite a sizable advantage here around a track that's quite twisty and it's got a few fast corners as well as some slower ones, but tyre deg will also be a major factor here. So the medium tyres could work quite well, but the softs are going to have a significant pace advantage over a single lap. We see Little Greavy still sat in the pits at the moment, but Game for Life is just seems to be backing off a little bit in preparation for another run in a few moments time. We got Aldrich Avis at the moment. He's done a lap good enough for P4. He's currently 0.04 of a second down on his previous best lap at the moment, as he's coming through towards the he's in the middle sector at the moment, just coming through turn 6 at the moment. You got Raki there coming through the final sector of the lap, as he seems to have lost his front wing. So Raki seems to have ran into something or somebody somewhere, and he's now missing his front wing, so that Red Bull's going to need to come in and get a new front wing ASAP on the front of that car, as that's not going to be going very quickly around Barcelona here tonight. Double waved yellow flags through sector 2 and sector 3, not sure why at the moment, as we see Raki slowing the car down and bringing it into the pits. Ocon on Hungarian has gone just under half a second quicker, or just over half a second, sorry, quicker than Magpie so far in this session. So very impressive lap there from Ocon on Hungary. There's currently one person watching my private stream at the moment. It says 2, but one of those people is me. So whoever's watching my private stream, head over to Motive Racing on YouTube. You can check out the action. You can join the 9 people currently watching the stream on the Motive Racing channel. Oh, excellent stuff, guys, keep it coming. Tell your friends, family members, or otherwise associates that we're on live here on the channel at the moment, and get them checking out the main stream here. So we're just under 10 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, and it's still Ocon leading the way in this session at the moment, ahead of Magpie, who's sat in the pits. Game for Life on the medium tyres is a 10th up, but he's coming into the pits at the end of this lap, so clearly not happy with something. Maybe he messed up coming through the final part of the lap, but he's into the pits regardless. Little Greavy still hasn't moved. Aldrich Avis is out there at the moment. He's just a fraction of a second up on his personal best coming through the middle sector, as he now comes to the end of the back straight. He's now 8 tenths up, so Aldrich Avis on a quick time here, doing green sector times. Can he get it a purple here at the end of this lap? He's got a few corners left to go here. And we've got Raki and Clarky Boy both sat in a bit. Oh no, Aldrich Avis has lost it. Aldrich Avis spins round and he goes into the barriers a little bit there. I don't think he would have had too much damage on the rear of the car, but that's going to have ruined his lap there, and Aldrich Avis, I'm sure, is going to have to come into the pits and get that damage repaired, and I assume go again with a fresh set of boots. Yes, he does. Into the pits he comes. So the top 7 all in the pits. Andrew Pittsmith at the moment is coming through to the end of the first sector. You got Derby Bay at the moment on his out lap. Then you got Bennett LCFC currently sat in P10 at the moment. He's done a lap on the medium tyres, not really good enough to get himself in the mix at the moment. You got Joram on his out lap at the moment, coming down to the end of the back straight. See Horatio's gone P8. That's not where he'd want to be, I'm sure. DJ Phil Rednass currently at the foot of the leaderboard at the moment. We see Rednass coming over the line, not really able to do much at this point. Attack on Fighting, obviously we saw him retire from the session very early on here tonight, and is not going to be taking part in the proceedings out on track in this qualifying session. But we've got DDTKU saying hello everybody, go Raki Maget in the comments section. Raki currently sat in the pits, so he's certainly not going to be improving whilst he's sat in there now, is he? But we see there we got the top 7 all in the pits. The rest of them are out there trying to stake a claim to move himself up the order. As we see Bennett LCFC goes P6 with that lap. He's currently just under 2 seconds off for the fastest time, being set by Ocon at the moment. As Game for Life says we still cannot see anything. Oh, I've got the stream on right now and I can see everything. I think you might be rewound. I think you might be rewinding just there, mate. Because we can, yeah, you can see everything. So I think you might have rewound or paused. Because I've got the stream on here, and I can see everything. So yeah, right now anyway, we got the leaders are just coming out on their outlaps. So you got Ocon out there at the moment on his outlap. You've got Aldrich Avis also, Magfire Game for Life, Little Greavy in the pits. Bennett LCFC is out there at the moment. You got Raki on his outlap, Clarky Boy, Horatio, and Andrew Pittsmith all, I assume, making some changes to the setup, maybe going for some strategic analysis here before they go out for a final run here. As we see Joram doing a 1:16.665, so that's a lovely lap there from Joram in the Red Bull. The reigning champion goes to the top of the leaderboard here on the soft tyres. Ocon on Hungarian's going to try and improve his lap on the soft tyres with the mediums on. I wonder if he'll be able to do that. That would be no mean feat, as the mediums are obviously a little bit slower than the softs. As we've got double wave yellow flags through sector 2 at the moment. You've got Magfire in the pits, as is Game for Life and Little Greavy. Aldrich Avis coming over the line to start another lap. Surprising to see Aldrich Avis so far down the order, really. It's not like him at all to be down in P6. I'm sure he'll be wanting to try and sort that out as soon as he possibly can, as he's now coming through turns 1 and 2. You've got Bennett in the pits making some setup changes, I imagine. You've got Raki just about to start his lap. Clarky Boy's coming through the middle sector at the moment in the Ferrari. Clarky Boy making his first appearance on the channel here tonight. Hasn't been with us for the first few rounds, has been away on Friday nights the last few rounds, but tonight he's back with us again. Clarky Boy, big shout out to Ryan. He is my boss, he is my manager at McColl's in Watford. Not going to say where because that's a little bit, I'm not going to just bait out where we work, but yeah, he's just coming through the final part of the lap at the moment. He's about to start another flying lap. We got Horatio to start in his out lap, so he's going to get a couple of runs in before the end of this session. As we got Dimitri Devoe says crashed out, damn. Unlucky there, mate. We've got Derby Bay coming towards the end of his lap at the moment. He's got a couple of corners left to go, just left and a right, and then a final right-hander out onto the start finish straight, and Derby Bay's pitting. So, well, he's not going to improve in there, and I think he might have hit the pit wall there as well, so he will have to obviously replace that front wing, as that would have taken a fair old whack into the wall there, and I can't imagine that would have survived such an impact. But Andrew Pittsmith coming through the final part of his outlap. You got DJ Phil and Rednass both sat in the pits. They're not going to improve in there now, are they? But Joe coming into the pits, as is Ocon, who's just slowing it down, putting it on the limiter at this particular point. You got Magfire coming in, presumably to put some fresh soft tomato on, maybe, as Ocon brings it into the box. You got Game for Life at the moment coming to the first sector. Little Greavy in the pits. Aldrich Avis is out there at the moment on the medium tyres. He's improving his lap as well. He's going quicker on the mediums than he was on the softs, as that was a hiccup there. But Aldrich Avis currently coming through turn 7 and 8 up the hill towards, 6 and 7 even, up towards turn 8, and then down this little straight, which it's actually quite a long straight to be fair, but the speed they're going at the start of it really does, I think, just take away from, it kind of just distracts you from how long that straight really is. But Aldrich Avis is quite a way up on his personal best here. I think he said 8/10 there coming through the middle sector, so he's on green laps here. Needs to not mess up through the last few corners, as he'll be in a decent position on the medium tyres at the start of this race. Here comes Aldrich Avis out of the final corner and out onto the start finish straight. DRS will be open for that last little stretch, and he comes over the line, and Aldrich Avis goes P3 there. He's only 3/10 shy of Joe Ram's fastest time on the soft tyres. So Aldrich Avis on the mediums has put himself in a really good position here for the start of this race. Does he sit tight and stick with that, or does he go for another lap on the soft tyres? That is the question. That is what we're going to find out over the next few minutes. But it's currently Joan from Ocon, from Aldrich Avis, from Magfire, from Game for Life, the top 5. You got Little Greavy in the pits at the moment, as is Bennett LCFC. You've got Clarky Boy out there at the moment, coming through the middle sector of the lap. You've got Raki coming through the first sector, just coming out of turn 3. And you've got Horatio just coming into the pits. Well, he's going to, I assume, make some setup changes and maybe put a fresh set of boots on for the final run of the session. Derby Bay out there at the moment on his outlap. You got Andrew Pittsmith there in P12 on that leaderboard. DJ Phil in 13th. Rednas P14, and Attack on Fighting, as we said before, as we'll say it again, definitely not going to do a lap as he crashed out of the session. Terminal damage on that car in the very early stages, but we're seeing Rednas at the moment still yet to set a lap. I'm sure he'll be wanting to get a lap in before the end of this session and get himself somewhere on that leaderboard, maybe in the top 10. Who knows where he will end up? But it's currently Joram from Ocon from Aldrich Avist here in this session. Aldrich Avist a little bit down, coming through the middle sector as we see Magpie's 3,000th of a second up on his personal best, coming down the back straight. Here he comes, DRS open for the Alpine. Let's see what Magpie can do here. Lost a couple of hundredths there coming through the middle sector. Here we go, he's got a few corners left to go. Has Magpie, he's got 7 tenths to find over Joram at the moment as he's resting the car. Oh my gosh, he almost binned that there. He might have lost a couple of tenths there as he was just grabbing that under control. Here he comes. Magpie has got this final right-hander full throttle here. This is a flat out corner and over the line he comes, or up towards the line should I say, and he looked like he lost a lot of time there through that little skirmish there coming through the final sector, so he lost a lot more than a couple of tenths, more like a couple of seconds there, and Magpie will have to go again. But he should get a couple more runs in before the end of this session, I would imagine, so it's not all doom and gloom at the moment for him. It's not all. Just double checking the audio there is working, and it is indeed, which is always what we want to see, hear or witness. But at this point it's Joe. I'm currently sat on provisional pole. He's sat in the pits at the moment, so I can't imagine he's going to be making any inroads or improvements or progress while sat in there, but nonetheless he's obviously in that garage at the moment. We've got Ocon. Oh, Ocon just almost runs into the back of somebody there coming through the first sector checkpoint. He's on the gravel there and he gets it back onto the track. Ocon there having a major moment. Very unfortunate there. That will have cost him this lap, but he might just get round in time to start another one. Let's hope that he gets around in time to get over the line and start one more lap here before the end of this session. Aldrich Avist in the pits, did his fastest lap on the medium tyres. Will have a major ace up his sleeve once we get going for the race. Magpire's coming through the final part of the lap now. This left right, no, he's down on his personal best by a long way. He's coming into the pits, so that's not going to be any crumpets buttered there for him. We see Game for Life coming through the turn 8 here up towards this back straight, getting all over that curve there on the exit. Down towards turn 9 he comes. See what Game for Life can do here. He's 400ths of a second up coming through the end of the sector 2. We've got Derby Bay just up ahead of him there on his final flying run. In fact, no, that's not Derby Bay, sorry, that was still Game for Life, but he's a little bit up on his personal best. Can he find a little bit of time here in the final sector of this lap? Game for Life joined us in the commentary box a few times last season. Very quick driver, led most of the championship last season before the midway point when Joram took the ball by the horns and stormed away with it. Game for Life comes over the line, half a second down on his own personal best there, and that's not going to be any improvements. Raki's left the session, so I'm not sure why Raki's left the session. Hopefully he can get himself back in, but yeah, he will still be able to resume his qualifying position which he's earned, which is P10. But Ocon coming through the middle sector, and he's 10th up here. Ocon is on a purple sector 2 here, or sector 1 should I say. Let's see what he does in sector 2. He's quicker again. Ocon here on a fantastic lap here in the final knockings of the session. Can he push Joram off the top spot here as he's got a few corners left to go in the Ferrari? Ocon, formerly Slapstream here on the Motive channel. Can he snatch pole in the dying embers here as Aldrich Avist has done a time good enough for P3 on the softs. He's done for the session there. Ocon though out of the last corner. Can he find those couple of tenths needed? No, he can't! Oh no! He's pinned it out of the last corner there, and he puts it into the wall at the last minute, just as it looked like he might be able to snatch pole position. It's all got away from him there. So Ocon there, damage on the front, doesn't really matter now, the session's over, but Joram looks like it will be pole for him, the reigning champion, top spot here in qualifying here in Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix at Motive on the Codemasters Formula 1 game here on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. Ocon will line up alongside him on the front row with Aldrich Avist in 3rd. Magpie will line up in 4th place with Game for Life 5th, followed by Derby 6th, Lil Greavy 7th, Debenit LCFC in 8th, Horatio 9th, Clarky Boy will complete the top 10, then you've got Raki in 11th place, followed by Rednas 12, Andrew Pittsmith in 13th place, DJ Phil 14th, and Attack on Fighting will round out the field for this race. What a qualifying session that was. So Joe Ram there delivering the goods, the reigning champion, showing why he is the reigning champion, really on form tonight. Joe Ram knows he's got to really bring it here over these next few rounds, but yeah, doing exactly what he needs to do at this point. He took a lot of wins in the mid part of the season last season. Joe Ram did. He had a bit of a poor start to the season, but he more than made up for it, and I think he took about, I think it was about 9 wins out of 10 races or something like that in the mid part of the season last season. So he's definitely got a lot of talent here. But Joam taking pole ahead of Ocon, 2/10 of the gap. Aldrich, Avis, Little Greavy and Bennett. Watch out for those guys on the medium tyres. They will be forces to be reckoned with here. That is for sure. 7 people currently watching the stream at the moment, guys. If you like what you see, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and join us at www.motiveracing.com if you want to get involved in the action. If you're one of the drivers, share it with your friends and family before we get going if you want them to see what you're up to this Friday night. If you also, if anyone's interested in getting involved in the on-track action, then make sure you join the Discord server and you can become a part of what you see in front of you at this point, as it's just not an S proceeding at the moment, so hopefully that sorts itself out. Game for Life says no poles this time like last season. Well, did you get pole last season? Fair play, I didn't realise. To be honest, I used to have such a good stats knowledge and it's kind of just left me really, but let's have a look. Actually, I'm interested to see now what last season's pole time was, see if it's changed, see if the pace has improved over the last season. Motive Racing F1 2021 Spain. Let's have a quick look. Here it is. So last season's pole time was... Oh my god, those graphics that I used last season were amazing. Oh, I just don't have the time or the patience to do any of that right now. Right, let's have a quick look. Oh, Game for Life got P2 behind Green Pies last season. Fair play. Oh man, I was going ham with the whole setup last season. Oh right, no, you got it mate. It was you that got pole. You got pole with a... Hold on. No way, your pole time was quicker last season than this season's. And Joram was quicker than he was this season, last season. Joram was 3rd with a 1:16.2 and you were on pole with a 15.7. Has the game changed since then? There must have been patches or something since then. I imagine there's been patches which have changed the handling and stuff like that. I don't know. Because yeah, the lap time is about a second slower than what they were before. But we appear to be experiencing a few difficulties here in the lobby at the moment, so hopefully we can get these sorted out, guys. Do sit tight and stick around, because we will have it underway pretty shortly. Yeah, we're just experiencing a bit of a hold up right now. What I might do is I might manually set the grid. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll manually set the grid and make a new lobby, because I think this one's bugged. So yeah, we're just going to take a quick break, guys, and we'll be back on very shortly. So yeah, hold your horses.
superhero.
Welcome back everybody, we're here for the formation lap for the 4th round of the Formula 1 season here at Motive on the PlayStation 4 and 5 here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Thanks everybody for sticking with us. We're sorry for the technical difficulties, for the internet problems that we had within the server a few moments ago. Hopefully they're all sorted out. We've had to do the same thing we did last week, manually set the grid based on the qualifying session results. Let's hope that everybody is on the right tyres. We're just going to quickly double check to make sure that everybody is on the correct tyres that they qualified on, as that was explicitly stated within the Discord server beforehand. Looks like we're all good. Yeah, perfect. Oh, except Clarky Boy, who's put the mediums on. Right, bit awkward. Right, anyway, so here we are then. Anyway, so Joan, we're starting this one on pole with Ocon alongside him on the front row. Then we've got Aldrich Avis lining up behind him on the medium tyres for the start of this race. Apologies for the little glitch that you would have experienced there, as we experienced a bit of lag there on the stream. Hopefully that's all sorted now. Let us know in the comments, guys, who your favourite is for tonight. Let us know if you're a friend, family member, or otherwise associate of any of the drivers out on the track, and if you are, then please let us know who they are and what you think they're going to get up to tonight. If you think that they're a great driver and they're going to win, or if you think that they're rubbish and that they deserve to get ridiculed on the stream, then either way, let us know. But we've got Joe Ram out the front ahead of Ocon in second. Aldrich Avis lining up on the second row, doing a great job on the medium tyres, got within 0.3 of a second of Joe Ram's pole time. Then we got Magfire 4th, followed by Game for Life, Dove 6th, then Little Greavy in 7th place, Bennett in 8th, then we got Horatio 9th, Clarky Boy 10th, Raki lining up in 11th place with Rednas 12th, Andrew Pitts within 13th place, DJ 14th, Attack on Fighting 15th, Granite Steve 16th, and Polish My Balls will round out the field in P17 for the start of this race. And when the engine revs rise and it goes deadly silent here, we all know that we're about to go racing here at Catalunya. And here we go, you can hear the engine revs going right up to the top volume here, and here we go, lights on, 5 lights here, and it's lights out and away we go. And it looks like it's a good start from Joe Ram, immediately covering off Ocon coming up towards the first corner. Ocon's going to get out-tracked by Aldrich Avis here, who's looking to the outside. In the background of this, you've got Magfire, Little Greavy, where you've got Game for Life there, just getting pushed out there a little bit. Little Greavy just ahead of him there. Bennett in 8th place, followed by Horatio, Clarky Boy, Raki in 11th place. We see W's got ahead of Game for Life, and Clarky Boy's going up the inside of Horatio there, coming through turn 3. Raki just behind these guys, Andrew Pitts with Rednas there behind them, with Granite Steve getting ahead of Attack on Fighting. You've got Polish My Balls and DJ Phil. As you see there, you got DJ Phil going a little bit wide there. In fact, that's Attack on Fighting, and DJ Phil's round, and he's lost it, and he's well off the back of the pack there. So DJ Phil not only the best of the starts. In the meantime, though, Joram's got the lead of the race here, ahead of Ocon. There's Aldrich Avis, Magpie, Little Groovy, Dive, the top 6. Then you got Bennett there just behind these guys. Game for Life has lost out a little bit. Clarky Boy down in 9th place, although he's made up a position on Horatio there at the start. But a very clean start, apart from that little collision between Attack on Fighting and DJ Phil. But it's currently Joram out in front, has got the lead here, and has got the ascendancy in the early stages of this race, ahead of Ocon on Hungarian. Aldrich Avis there, keeping with the back of them, despite being on the medium tyres. This could be putting him in a very good position during this race. But not too much going on in the first lap. As we see Little Greavy, there's lost it. Little Greavy's lost a lot of positions here. He's down to P14. Didn't see what happened there to Little Greavy, but he's lost out massively in that little exchange there. As we see Joram obviously predictably the fastest lap, considering he is leading the race at the end of the first lap. But Ocon on Hungarian very close to the back of him. As we see Game for Life looking to try and make a move here on Bennett LCFC coming up towards turn 1. Can he get it done? Horatio's got Clarky Boy back up into 8th place, and Game for Life still side by side here with Bennett. Oh, great race in between these two. Bennett trying to keep it around the outside on the medium tyres, despite Game for Life having that major pace advantage on those soft. Game for Life's going to look to the inside, but Bennett LCFC's still there on the outside, and he will have the inside for this next corner if he can keep it there. Still, oh, they're rubbing wheels a little bit there, but Game for Life does squeeze through there up into 6th place. In the background of this, you've got Horatio having just made that move on Clarky Boy to stop ahead of him. You've got Rednass pretty close on the back of Andrew Pittsmith at the moment, but it's currently Joram out in front. Has got a 3/10 of a second lead over Ocon on Hungarian. There's Aldrich Avis, Magfire, Derby Bay, Game for Life. There's Bennett LCFC ahead of Horatio. Clarky Boy in 9th place. Raki, there's Andrew Pittsmith in 11th place, followed by Rednass, Little Greavy, Grandad Steve, Polish My Balls, Attack on Fighting. DJ Phil after that collision with Attack on Fighting on the first lap, way down the field here at the moment. But Ocon absolutely hassling the back of Joram in the early stages of this race. 2 laps into this one here at the Hungarian, round 4 of the Formula 1 season here at Motive on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. It's currently nip and tuck between these two out the front, and Aldrich Avis in the moment doing a really good job of keeping with them as they're coming out of the last corner here, out onto the start finish straight for the second time here in this race. No DRS this time around. It will be open once they come down the back straight, but Ocon does not need DRS. He's already making a move here to the inside of Joram. Can he make this move? Joram needs the door open, and Aldrich Avis in the background watching this one, but Ocon down the inside of turn 1 and has taken the lead of the race here in the early stage of this one. So great stuff there from Ocon. Aldrich still following these two guys around at the moment. You've got Magfire, Darby, Game for Life. There's Bennett, followed by Horatio, Clarky Boy, Raki. Polish My Balls has got ahead of Grandad Steve up into 14th, but it looks like Grandad Steve's got a better run coming out of the corner. Andrew and Little Greavy having a good little battle here for 12th place as well. Little Greavy holding on to that one for now, but don't know where to look at the moment. There's so much action going on. As we can see, Ocon there having taken the lead off of Joram, still hasn't been able to shake him off at the moment. It's still absolutely nothing between these two as they're coming through the middle sector here on lap 3 of the race. DRS will be open for Joram down this part of the track. He'll be able to try and come back at Ocon if he can. He's a little bit too far back just at the moment to make that work. The DRS zone very short on this part of the track, so there's not really much opportunity for Joram to make that happen. As we see Polish My Balls and Attack on Fighting both picking up time penalties in the early stages of this race. That will obviously affect them once they get to the checker flag, as they will drop down the order depending on how many time penalties they have. But Game for Life there on the back of Derby Bay, half a second between those two at the moment. Clarky Boy trying to get back onto the rear end of Horatio if he can. 2/10 currently separating those two. Polish My Balls still on the back of Grandad Steve here for 14th and 15th places, as we see Game for Life making a move here down the inside of Derby Bay, coming down the start finish straight. Can he complete this one move coming in towards turn 1? It looks as though he's going to make that stick with DRS wide open for the McLaren. Game for Life is up into 5th place there, and Joram's got back ahead of Ocon, so he missed that for the lead of the race. Joram now back in P1, as we can see Rednass making the move here on Raki down into turn 1, gets that one done beautifully there into 10th, as we can see there. Bennett's dropping down the order. Bennett's had a spin. Oh, Bennett LCFC had a big moment there coming through turn 2, and he's going to lose out. He's down to 13th place here in this race, so Bennett LCFC had an absolute nightmare there. As we see Grandad C looking to the inside of Polish My Balls coming through turn 4. Can he make this move stick? He's going to look down the inside. Can he make it work? I think he's going to go for it. Yes, he does. Grandad C, a lovely move there up into 14th place. He's going to try and make it 2 in 1 here as he gets Bennett also, but Bennett's going to be back down the inside. He's not going to lie down without a fight here. Bennett and Grandad Steve side by side. We see Little Greavy getting ahead of Raki around the outside of turn 7 and gets himself into P10, back up ahead of him there. But Grandad Steve and Bennett still battling it out for 13th place at the moment in this race. In the meantime, Joram has got a 3/10 of a second lead over Ocon at the moment. These two running pretty much nip and tuck at the moment. Aldrich Avis has kept with them despite being on a slower time. Maybe these two battling it out has caused him to be able to just keep in the hunt at the moment. He'll have DRS on both of them coming down the start-finish straight, but it's Joam Ocon currently the top two. Ocon will have DRS down the start-finish straight. Is turn one going to come just in time here for Joam? Joam's going to defend the inside line as they come into turn one. Ocon's going to try and go around the outside here. Joam just squeezes him out and leaves him the minimum amount of space there, but Ocon there, great move around the outside of turn one into turn two. He's got to move back down on Joam as we see Rednas here is side by side with Clarky Boy and Horatio. Incredible stuff here. Horatio squeezes round Rednas there as Clarky Boy loses out, and we see their attack on Fighting's looking to make a move. He's got ahead of Bennett because Bennett's in the pits, but Little Greavy's lost out there. He's had a bit of a moment there coming on the exit of turn two. He's down to 12th place there. That promotes Racky and Andrew Pittsmith up in position each, but at the moment it's Ocon leading the race, having made that move into turn one ahead of Joam Aldrich Avis there on the back of these guys. These three breaking away from Magfire, running in 4th place. He's got a further second back to Game for Life, who's just ahead of Derby Bay. Then you've got Horatio Rednas and Clarky Boy having a great little battle here for 7th, 8th and 9th places. They got Racky now breathing down their neck, only a second adrift there, who's made the move on Andrew a couple of laps ago. Polish My Ball still Haas in the back of Granada Steer at the moment. These two still pretty much nose to tail at the moment, as we can see here. Polish My Ball's looking to the inside. Attack on Fighting's got another time penalty here, so he's picking up many penalties at this point in the races. As we can see, Polish My Ball's looking to the outside here of Granada Steer. Can he make it go around the outside here into turn 9? Granada Steer fending that one off. He's going to look back towards the inside, try and get for the cut back here, and Granada Steer gives him the space. Oh, as they bang wheels a little bit there. Granada Steer for the time being weathering that storm. Good racing from these two. Good, clean, fair racing from both of them. As we can see, Game for Life has gotten a good move done around Magfire up into 4th place, around the outside of turn 1. Beautifully done there from Game for Life. Can now try and chase down the top 3. He's only about 4 or 5 seconds off for the top 3 at the moment, so could it be Game for Life's race here tonight? Can he get the work done and try and get himself close to the leaders here? Ocon, Joam and Aldrich Avis running pretty much nose to tail at the moment. You've got Little Greavy and Andrew Pittsmith side by side, and Little Greavy's made that move on Andrew up into turn 1 and 2. Polish My Balls has got around Granada Steer there up into 13th place as well, but it's currently Ocon 0.6 of a second his gap at the moment over Joam. Aldrich Avis very close on the back of these guys at the moment on those medium tyres, looking very pretty at the moment here in this race. It's Derby on the back of Game for Life and Magfire at this point, but Game for Life having made that move around the outside of turn 1 on Magfire, it looks like he's now going to try and break away from these guys if he can. Rednas is closed up onto the back of Horatio, only 0.8 of a second between those two at the moment. You've got Granada Steer still reasonably close to the back of Polish My Balls at the moment. Granada Steer's got a 3-second time penalty here, not sure why, but that will obviously affect him at the end of this race. You got Ocon still leading this race ahead of Joam as they're coming through the DRS zone here at the end of lap 6. Can Joam get anything done here? He's going to have that closing speed. You can see there he's really closing in there, coming out towards turn 1. He's going to surely have a look here. No, at the moment Ocon still keeping on to that one. Aldrich Avis in the background of this, watching this unfold. I'm waiting. Oh no, and Aldrich Avis has lost it. Aldrich Avis has binned it coming on the exit of turn 2. What a shame there, as he was in a really good position there with those medium tyres. He's not in a bad position still now, but he's about 7 or 8 seconds away from the lead. In fact, a bit more than that, about 10 seconds off of the lead. What a shame there for Aldrich Avis, but he's just got to regroup and go again and hope that he can still get a good result. Maybe he's still get on the podium in this race. Game for Life now into the podium spots, but he's got Magfire and Derby Bay for company here, but Ocon and Joam still out in front, 0.6 of a second between these two at the moment. But that is such a shame there for Aldrich Avis, as he was in a really good position here in this race. You've got Rednas still on the back of Horatio at the moment. You can see Granada Steer and Polish My Balls still having their great battle here, as Granada Steer squeezing back through ahead of him, but Polish My Balls is going to try and come back at him, I'm sure. Horatio's got a 3-second time penalty, not sure why, but I assume for track limits. Clarky Boy's done the same thing as well, so Clarky Boy getting his first time penalty of the night. We see Rednas has got ahead of Horatio down the outside in towards turn 9. Is Horatio going to try and run him out of road? He's going to try and squeeze into the edge of the track, and Horatio does keep onto that P7 for the time being. Joam's in the pits at the end of lap 7. Does anybody else come in? No, it looks like Game for Life, Magfire, Dobby all staying out for the time being. Ocon leading the race, and Game for Life there up into P2, making the move here on Magfire. Down the start finish straight, they come side by side. Magfire's going to try and make this move around the outside here, and he's going to get it done to turn 1, is he? Yes, he does. Magfire, he gets himself back onto P2 there. DJ Phil's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits there as well, as we can see Rednas has got ahead of because Gerald was in the pit, so that would make sense there. But wow, so much going on at the moment. Do not know where to look, do not know where to turn. The action has not been in any way found wanting here tonight. But DJ Phil looks like he's got ahead of Granada Steer, as Granada Steer come into the pits. I think he may have done but Ocon is leading the race at the moment by 6 seconds here over Magfire, and obviously Joam still needs to Joam has already been to the pits, whereas Ocon has not, so that will be a pretty close gap. Can Joam try and get the undercut here, as he's obviously got a bit of traffic here in front of him? Horatio and Clarky Boy both fighting for position here. They're certainly not going to wave him through without a bit of a fight, so Joam's going to have to really get his elbows out here, as he's got a pack of cars in front of him who are all jostling with each other. But at the moment, Horatio just in front of Clarky Boy, these guys on the back of Rednas. At this point, we see the race leader is in the pits, so Ocon now pulling the trigger. Has Joam lost too much time behind Horatio and Clarky Boy to get the undercut here? We see Derby Bay and Magfire, sorry, Derby Bay isn't, but Magfire and Game for Life both into the pits. Derby Bay staying out for the time being. Where's Aldrich Avis? He's staying out as well. What about Ocon? He's just got the pit stop done there now, as Joam clears both Horatio and Clarky Boy here. This is going to be pretty close here between these two. Ocon out of the pits now. Where's Joam? Joam has not got the jump, so Ocon maintains track position here, and in fact they've got Rednas in between them, so Joam will be a bit frustrated there seeing that Alpine emerging just in front of him, because he's now going to clear that, and Ocon will have a clear track in front of him there. So the net race leader Ocon on Hungarian has got the net P2 man with Rednas in between them at this point, so Joam's got to try and do that as quickly as he possibly can. Derby and Aldrich Avis still to pit. Obviously Rednas is still going to pit as well, as is Clarky Boy. We can see Joam there looking down the inside of Rednas. Rednas holding that around the outside. They're still side by side. Joam's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to lose too much time. Medium tyres on at the moment. He'll have to pit again before the end of this race, but he's really struggling to clear this Alpine of Rednas at this point. You've got Derby Bay 2 seconds in front of the lead here of this race, ahead of Aldrich Avis on the medium tyres. Aldrich will be able to go long into this first stint as long as he didn't lose too much tread on those tyres due to that little spin that we saw coming through turn 2 a few laps ago. Derby Bay into the pits. Joam's cleared Rednas. He's now in clean air. He's lost 3 seconds though to Ocon whilst he was trying to clear Rednas, so Joam's lost out by quite a bit here during this pit window. We see Derby Bay now coming into his box. There we go, the Williams team out in force there, ready to receive him. Aldrich Avis leading this race on the medium tyres. The question is, how far can he go into this stint? How far can he set himself up for into this race? As we can see, our VSC is out, and that's because Grandad Steer is out of the race. Grandad Steer has binned it somewhere out on the track. Lap 10 of 33. Grandad Steer is out of the race. Is that going to be escalated to a full safety car? Hopefully not, as we're in the middle of a pit window, so that would be a bit of a shame for the strategy here. But the race is essentially frozen at this point as the VSC is out, and I think they are going to just try and recover his car under VSC here, so we shouldn't be getting a full safety car, which is obviously great, as we don't want the racing and the strategy to be completely thrown out the window, at least not at this stage in the race anyway. But we see Attack on fighting there, driving through the pits up towards his pit box at the moment. We see Aldrich Avis out in front, obviously still to pit. Now if the VSC stays out up until Aldrich Avis comes round to the pits, he could come in and essentially get almost a free pit stop here. No, the VSC's ended, so Aldrich Avis doesn't get that luxury of bringing it into the pits under the VSC. We see Polish My Balls has got done for speeding under the VSC, so he's been trying to gain a little bit too much of an advantage there, and unfortunately has lost out as a result. We see Magfire has got ahead of Game for Life. Game for Life's dropped back a bit. He's now 3 seconds off of the back of Magfire, so I'm not sure what happened there to him, but he's lost out a little bit under that VSC. Derby Bay currently in the middle of this 4-car train here. You've got Clarky Boy, Little Greavy, Little Derby Bay and Magfire here. As we can see now, Little Greavy's going to have a chance here coming down the start finish straight, as Clarky Boy's got a train of cars behind him, but also Little Greavy's got Derby Bay looking to his inside. Derby Bay is going to try and make this move, but it's going to be, oh, is it going to be 3 wide here coming into turn 1? It is going to be 3 wide as Derby Bay's trying to put it on the inside of Little Greavy. Little Greavy squeezes through the gap, and Clarky Boy loses 2 positions there as Little Greavy and Derby Bay got their elbows out and squeezed through ahead of him, and now Magfire's waiting in the wings here behind these, but Clarky Boy losing a couple of positions, and Little Greavy maintaining P5 ahead of Derby Bay. I thought Derby Bay was going to make that move on the inside there, but they couldn't make it 3 wide into the corner. That would have been a disaster had he gone for that one, and he sits tight and holds on, and is going to be a little bit patient and wait for his opportunity here. Great stuff here in terms of this action out on track. Aldrich Avis still leading the race by 9 seconds at the moment ahead of Ocon, as he's coming through the final sector of this lap at the moment. And we see Andrew Pittsmith has got a 3-second time penalty for track limit warning, so not sure what that's about, but I assume it's for track limits. So, but I mean, you know, that's basically what it is. But yeah, obviously, Aldrich Avis still leading this race. He's got a 9-second gap at the moment out the front, and he still needs to come into the pits. He'll obviously need to come in and get that pit stop done and put some fresh tyres on. I imagine Aldrich Avis is probably going to try and do a one stop here. Oh no! Who is that? Who is that? That was DJ Phil. So DJ Phil there losing the car as he's being put a lap on there by the race leader Aldrich Avis. We can see Little Greavy's in the pits. Magpie's making a move down the inside of Clarky Boy into turn 1, getting that done. Relatively routine stuff there from Magpie's. Clarky Boy looked like he must have come back in him over the course of that lap. Bennett's got a 3-second time penalty. That was a hiccup, but that will obviously be added to his race time by the time we get to the end of this race, as that was on the hiccup because I didn't deal with the first one. But at this point, Magpie now trying to gap Clarky Boy if he can. Game for Life very close on the back of Clarky Boy here. We've got double wave yellow flags through sector 2. Bennett has got ahead of Polish My Balls. We can see Little Greavy's lost it. Little Greavy's got out of shape there coming on the exit of turn 2 into turn 3. He's got Raki now breathing down his neck there in P12 in this race as Clarky Boy has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Game for Life. Oh no, have they got damage there? Let's hope they haven't got too much damage in regards to that, as we got Victor Alvarez there saying let's go DJ Phil in the comments section. DJ Phil currently in P16 at the moment in this race, but sticking with it, not giving up, not throwing in the towel. Great to see DJ Phil out on the track as always here at Motive. Game for Life says Magpie moves under braking, which made me lose some time to them. Oh, what a shame there for him. Obviously in that, as we see Clarky Boy and Gamefly still pretty close, and now Gamefly's going to make that move down the inside of Clarky Boy. In fact, no, Clarky Boy's still holding on to that one at the moment. Aldrich Avis is into the pits, putting the hard tyres on his one-stop strategy. He's only come out a second or two behind Gelram, and he's only 7 seconds off for the lead. Now, obviously, he's not got to pit again, whereas the others have, but they will have much fresher and faster tyres at the end of this race. But can Aldrich Avis make it work? I suppose if any driver can, it's got to be Aldrich Avis. You bet on him, wouldn't you? If you're a betting man, you'd say he's got a good chance. He's a quick driver. He's good on the tyres. He took the win at Bahrain in the opening round of the season. He's had multiple wins here at Motive here in this F1 league, but can he make it work? That is the question. Clarky Boy's put the hard tyres on. He should be able to go to the end from where he is. So Clarky Boy doing the one stop like Aldrich Avis as he comes out just ahead of Little Greavy. You imagine that Little Greavy is going to have the pace on Clarky Boy during this stint, seeing as he's on the fresh soft tyres, but he'll have to pit again obviously before the end of this race as Raki emerges on the medium tyres here. 8 people currently watching on the stream. Guys, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. Let's get the video to 10 likes if we can, as it would be in the absolute world to us here on the channel. We've got a safety car. Safety car is out, and that's why, because Attack on Fighting has crashed out of the race here. Lap 12 of 33. Attack on Fighting is out of the race. What a shame there for him, as we can see Ocon there bringing into the pits. We see Rednass also in the pits as well. So I imagine a few drivers are probably going to come in and get their pit stops done. Clarky Boy obviously came into the pits to put the hard tyres on, but he's not going to gain too much in this pits, as obviously under safety car the deltas are much slower, so you're not really going to gain the time through the safety car period. But we see Magpie there moving past the safety car. Safety car will pick up this man here, Gelram, who's already gone way past the scene of where the safety car is, so it's going to be a while until we get this one cleared up here. But lap 14 of 33, is anybody going to put the hard tyres on, try and go to the end from here? I imagine it's definitely going to be a feasible strategy for a lot of these drivers. We can see Dimitri Devo, that's Attack on Fighting in the comments, says damn bro, my first race. I imagine he's disappointed with how that one's ended up, mate. Well, obviously that's a shame, but nevertheless you've got to start somewhere, mate. So take this one on the chin and come back fighting for the next one. I'm sure we'll see you up there, or at least fighting for points in the future. But we can see Raki there's got ahead of Polish My Balls and Little Greavy. That's because those are in the pits. Also look, DJ Phil coming into the pits for a fresh set of shoes. We see Dimitri says come on DJ, AlphaTauri strong. Well, we've got currently DJ Phil representing the AlphaTauri team. Obviously it was meant to be Emo Guy and DJ Phil racing in the AlphaTauri for this season, but obviously Emo Guy pulling out of the championship. Was meant to be commentating, but he's not here tonight. I don't know what happened to Emo Guy. I'm missing him, I've got to say, but a bit of a shame. But oh well, don't know where he is, but yeah, I miss it. I always like commentating with him. Oh well, it is what it is. But anyway, so it looks as though Ocon is up into P2 on the hard tyres. Joam and Magfire also putting the hards on. Derby Bay and Redknapp will both be able to get track position here. Derby Bay's in a reasonably good position here. He's on the medium tyres. Oh, as Andrew Phipps is out of the race here for getting many warnings for track limits. He's now overstepped the mark and he's been DQ'd from the session. What a shame there for Andrew Pittsmith. He will take no further part in this one as we are under safety car here. Derby Bay though in an interesting position. As I said before, he's on the medium tyres here. He'll have the pace advantage over the guys in front of him who are on the hards. I don't know whether he's going to be able to make those last the distance though. It depends how long we stay on the safety car. I mean, if we stay on the safety car for another couple of laps, maybe he might be able to stretch the mediums to the end. It would be a real stretch if he were able to do that. I don't know if it's going to be possible. We'll have to obviously wait and see. But yeah, great night of racing so far here. Victor Alvarez there in the comments making his support for DJ Phil abundantly clear. Says all I'm going to say is DJ Phil, 8-time champion of the world. I didn't know that about Phil. I've got to say, what fair play if he is. DJ Phil, absolute legend of Motive Racing, one of the OGs here at Motive as well, racing Motive's first ever league event, which was in the GT5s at Brands Hatch on Project Cars 2, way back on the 13th of March 2020. As we can see here, we're underway once again. Aldrich Cavis weaving around all over the place. He's coming up towards turn 1. As we can see there, we've got Ocon and Joam side by side. Oh, Joam's lost it. Going through turn 1 here. Joam facing the wrong way. Oh, what a shame there on the restart. That's a disaster there for Joam. He's now going to have to get that facing the right way once again. That has gone horribly wrong there for him. Joam now facing the right way once again here. Oh, no. In the meantime, Aldrich Cavis leading this race by 0.3 of a second over Ocon at the moment. We can see Game for Life has gone ahead of Raki there up into 9th place. And Little Greavy's looking down the inside of Raki now as well. Going to try and get himself into 10th if he can. Raki's still trying to hold it alongside him at the moment. As they're coming through now, turn 8 now. and Raki manages to complete that move there. Ultra Cavis there running just ahead of Ocon. You can see Rednas has made the move on Horatio up into 5th place, and Rednas there riding over the grass a little bit. Oh, he's very wide there, very wide. Loses out to Bennett. Bennett up into P5. Clarky Boy's going to look down the inside of Rednas here. Can he complete that move? Rednas still trying to keep it there as Clarky Boy chops him off and is up into 6th place there. Game for Life gets himself into P7 around the outside of Rednas there. Ocon losing out a couple of positions as he's coming into the pits. Oh no. So is he going to put the medium tyres on and try and go to the end from here? I'd imagine that's probably going to be the obvious choice. Bennett on worn out mediums, currently behind Derby Bay on reasonably fresh mediums, who's right on the back of Magfire at the moment, but Ultra Cavis has checked out here on this restart and is now clearing away out the front here. 3 seconds of a gap here over these two, scrapping it out over 2nd place at this point. As you can see, there's Clarky Boy being passed around the outside by Game for Life. Game for Life on the fresh softs, making that quite an easy move there. We can see Little Greavy has got himself ahead of Raki up into 8th place. Polish Mobile's there in P10. Joam running in 11th place at the moment. You've got a bit of a gap back to Horatio there in P12, followed by Ocon. DJ Phil still rounding out the pack at the moment. And Ocon's out of the race. Ocon has crashed out here. Is that going to be another safety car? Hopefully not, but what a shame there for him, as he was really in the thick of it and battling out with the leaders for a while in this race. There's DJ Phil coming into the pits, so we're not going to get any eyes on Ocon on Hungarian, but that is so unfortunate there for him. Formerly Slapstream, Ocon on Hungarian was having a great night, was really on the pace, but he's crashed out here with 15 laps in this race still left to go. Lightblade in the comments saying, come on Raki. Raki currently running in P10. Also Lightblade, just the man. Do you fancy racing in the Porsche Cup tonight? It will start in about, well, 20 minutes or so. If you do, mate, let us know. We'll get you the password sorted out. I know you do love the Porsche Cup cars on ACC. But right now, Derby Bay on the back of Magfire here. 3 tenths currently separating those two. Aldrich starting to pull away a little bit out of the front here, as well as he's on the hard tyres. So he's in a great position right now as Aldrich is looking to try and make it yet another win here tonight on the Motive channel. We got Game for Life pretty close on the back of Bennett here, coming down to the end of the back straight. Can Game for Life get anything done here on Bennett? Doesn't look like he's quite able to just at the moment. We see Magfire and Derby Bay coming out of the last corner here. DRS will be open here for Magfire, will it? Yes it is, yep. And sorry, Derby Bay even. And he breezes past him there down into turn 1. Game for Life also making a move here on Bennett. DRS aided there up into 4th place. And Rednas here down the inside of Clarky Boy into turn 1. Clarky Boy's going to try and hold it around the outside though. And Clarky Boy not giving up, never saying die there, and keeping on to that P6 as a result. You got Little Greavy there just behind Joam there, waiting in the wings behind these guys. We got Lightblade saying pedals are screwed, mate. My wheel glitched on Wednesday's GT4's major hardware issues. Oh no, what a shame. Would have been great to have you in the Porsche Cup tonight, mate, but hopefully you can get a replacement set ASAP for those. See Clarky Boy back down the inside, a Little Greavy up into 7th, and looks as though Joam's going to try and follow him through here. Oh, bit of contact there between the two of them. Oh no, Little Greavy's lost it. Little Greavy's facing the wrong way here, coming through sector 2. Double wave yellows through sector 2. Joam there helped him round a little bit as he's down in 8th place due to that spin he had on the restart. But that is Little Greavy down to P12 in this race. Oh no. Derby Bay in the meantime sets the fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres which he put on under the safety car. Clarky Boy's got another time penalty. Game for Life that comes over to set the fastest lap of the race on those soft tyres. He'll have to pit again though, we know that for sure. Aldrich Avist and Magfire can definitely go to the end of the race, and they're currently in great positions here in this race. Aldrich Avist leading the race. Derby Bay on the medium tyres needs to make hay while the sun shines. Can he get those medium tyres to the end? That's the big question here. as Raki's now up into 9th place ahead of Polish My Balls. So getting an extra point there for his troubles. DJ Phil in the pits once again. Not been the night for DJ Phil at all. So he emerges once again, obviously I think serving a drive through there possibly. But we see Magfire still on the back of Derby Bay at the moment. There's Game for Life running in the background there in 4th place ahead of Bennett. Johan within 0.2 of a second here of Rednass, and he's going to have DRS down this back straight here. He's going to look down the inside coming into turn 9. Can he go down on the brakes here? Johan's going to make that move there. He's going to complete that one ahead of Rednass up into 6th place. Nicely done there from the reigning champion. Gets a few extra points there. As we got Horatio and Little Greavy battling this out over 11th place here as Little Greavy's back down the inside coming into turn 10 and getting himself back up into 11th place there in that little exchange. Aldrich Abyss leads the race by 4 seconds at the moment ahead of Derby Bay, and Aldrich Abyss looking to try and extend that gap on those hard tyres. Derby Bay doesn't seem to be able to go with him at the moment despite being on the faster of medium tyres. As Game for Life there running wide there on the exit of turn 2. And we can see Polish My Balls losing out a few positions. That's because he's in the pits. As Rednass has got a 3-second time penalty there for track limit warnings by the looks of it. He's got Clarky Boy in hot pursuit here. These guys in 7th and 8th places at this point. Horatio trying to get himself into the points here on the back of Little Greavy. 7 people currently watching the stream. Come on lads, let's get this to 10 likes if we can. Keeping it squeaky clean lads, says Lightblade. Absolutely mate, they are keeping it very nicely. Obviously we want everybody to be respecting the track limits and the rules and not crashing into each other. These drivers, some of the cleanest, fastest sim racers on PlayStation here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. Absolute credit to the Motive channel. Show your appreciation guys, come on let's get it to 10 likes if we can. Show your appreciation for these drivers out on track, for the show they're putting on. They're doing an absolutely fantastic job here tonight. As Game for Life now within DRS range of Magfire coming down the start finish straight. He's going to have a good opportunity here to get himself into the podium spots, but he's got to pit again. Game for Life certainly can't go to the end of the race, that is 100% definite. Aldrich Avis though still leads the race by 4.5 seconds at the moment over Derby Bay. Magfire there running in the final podium spot ahead of Game for Life. Bennett there running in P5 at the moment. He's about 10 seconds off for the lead at this stage. There's Joe, I'm currently 15 seconds off for the lead. Rednass a further couple of seconds behind. There's Clarky Boy in 8th place. Raki in 9th, followed by Little Greavy. Lightblade saying smash that like button, 100% please do guys. Yeah, it really does help us out, helps us to grow, helps us to expand and get our audience to a wider audience, that is for sure. Game for Life really close on the back of Magfire at the moment though. Only 0.2 separating these two. Massive shout out to Lightblade though in the comments. Known Lightblade for a long time now. We used to race on Project Cars too back in the day in the Rubbings Racing League. Gotta be what, 3 years ago now. Amazing how the time flies. And joined Motive a couple of years ago as well, as you see Game for Life around the outside of Magfire up into the final podium spot. That was routine stuff, but he's got to pit again. That's 100% for sure. Rednass has got ahead of Bennett. Bennett's in the pits, and we've got a VSC. I'm not sure why, but we do have a VSC here. Lightblade says what happened to the bottom 4. They had a Victor just they crashed or got disqualified. DJ Phil's out of the race, so DJ Phil's done for the session. Is that going to be a safety car? Is that going to be a full safety car? Lightblade says soppy git. No, I'm not soppy. I'm never soppy. That's cringe. I don't like being soppy. It's cringy. We got Horatio currently still pretty close to the back of Bennett at the moment, just over a second between those two now. Magfire's got back ahead of Game for Life, despite being on the hard tyres compared to Game for Life on the soft. He's got himself back up into P3 there. So I don't know if Game for Life made a mistake or what, but he's got to pit again as well, so that's really going to hurt his charge towards a podium spot. I think maybe he might have to kiss goodbye to that possibility here in this race, which is obviously a real shame there for him. As we can see, Game for Life coming into the pits here at the end of lap 24. Aldrich Avis, the race leader, still going, still showing the way, still showing everybody how it's done here at Catalunya tonight. It's Aldrich from Derby Bay from Magfire. Derby Bay doing some quick laps at the moment. He's done what, 10 laps on his medium tyres? A couple of those were on the safety car. I reckon he'd have to do about 17 racing laps by the time we get to the end of this race. He might just about be able to eat those out to the end. And I may be wrong here, but I don't think Derby Bay has ever won a race here in the Friday F1 League here at Motive. I know he's raced a lot in the XLOG League on a Wednesday and Sunday, and I think he races in the Monday Realistic League at XL as well, but I don't think he's ever won on a Friday. So this will obviously be amazing for Derby Bay if he can reel in Aldrich Avis and take the win here. He's got the faster tyre, but Aldrich Avis has got the more durable tyre, which will be very likely is going to be able to hang in there all the way till the end. Little Greavy's pretty close on the back of Game for Life here, only 0.6 of a second separating these two as Game for Life dives in. So we expected that at some point, obviously on the soft tyres. He's now coming in and getting that pit stop done, and he'll have quick tyres towards the end, but he's obviously going to lose quite a bit of time in the process. Gap down to 2.5 seconds between Aldrich Avis and Derby Bay. Victor says, what happened to DJ Phil? My stream's been lagging a bit. DJ Phil DNF'd, he crashed out. I don't know where, we couldn't get any eyes on him at the time, but he crashed out somewhere. As we see, Horatio's got ahead of Raki up into 8th place, and Derby Bay has lost out to Magfire. So Derby Bay's dropped it, coming to the middle sector somewhere. And the light base says how long for the mediums? Around 15, 16 laps, 17 or 18 if you're kind to them. The longest I've seen anybody go on the mediums at racing speeds, 22 laps, but that was at the Red Bull Ring, which obviously only has about 5 corners, and it's mostly straights, and it's only about a minute a lap, so that's 22 laps is the longest I've seen mediums go on a standard track like this. Between 15 and 18 laps I would say is standard. Anything beyond that and you're really pushing your luck on the medium tyres. So Derby Bay's got a chance of getting that to work in this window, but he's been passed by Magfire, and Magfire can take as much life out of his hard tyres as he wants. He's not going to have even scratched the surface on those yet. 11 laps into his stint, he's good to go to the end and beyond. He can get to the end and he can get back home on those tyres. Lightblade says Raki will be in then. I reckon he probably will. Yes, he is. In fact, he's coming in now. So you called it there, mate. He's absolutely bang on the money. Bennett LCSC does the fastest lap of the race on fresh soft tyres. You can go to the end on those. Where can he get up to? Can he get up onto the back of Horatio maybe before the end of this race and get a few extra points for his championship? Lightblade says soft to 5 laps. Yep, soft. I think soft can go about generally about 10 laps. I think most tracks you can do 10 laps on the soft tyres, as a general rule, that is. Raki coming out of the pits right now, so he's got those fresh soft tyres on and will be good to go to the end. Is he going to go for fastest lap? He's got Bennett and Game for Life both competing for that accolade as well. As we see, Little Greavy's got ahead of Clarky Boy up into P6, so Little Greavy making up another position there. Game for Life has got ahead of Bennett up into 9th, and what's happened to Bennett? Bennett's had a bit of a mistake there coming out of turn 7. That will cost him a little bit of time there, so now Game for Life up into that 9th place, and it's going to get an extra point there for his troubles. Derby Bay very close on the back of Magfire here. These two battling out over second place. Aldrich Avis is gone and away out front, but if these two aren't careful, Joam could be reeling him in here. Joam made that mistake on the restart, got a little bit into Aldrich Avis and ended up spinning round and dropped him down the order. Since then he's recovered himself reasonably well. Could maybe get himself onto the podium if Magfire and Derby Bay slow each other down a little bit as they battered it out over second place here in this race. Currently Little Greavy's pulled away a little bit from Clarky Boy since making that move on the previous lap, but Derby Bay hunting down Magfire here as they're coming down the back straight. DRS open for Derby Bay, a little bit too far back coming into the braking zone there into turn 9. Lightblade says, awesome to see a Williams battle. It is, it really is. Good to see them in there fighting for the positions. Derby Bay doing a really good job here. We'll have DRS down this part of the track. Can he get a good run coming out of the last corner? The mediums will definitely get better purchase off of the surface coming out onto the start finish straight. Here we go. DRS for the Williams, and the Alpine of the Magpie is weaving all over the place here, trying to break the toe if he can. But now Derby Bay looking to the outside. He's going to breeze past him coming up towards turn 1, and Derby Bay gets himself into P2 on the medium tyres, which have done 14 laps so far. He's got to go a total of about 19 laps on them, but a couple of those are on the safety car, so 17 racing laps on the medium tyres would be no mean feat. Derby Bay's got to look after these because he's got to get these all the way to the checkered flag. In the meantime, Joram took 0.8 of a second out of these two on that last lap, so at the moment looking like Joram is really making gains on these guys at this point. You got Game for Life getting himself up into 8th place there down the inside of Horatio. Good move there from Game for Life on his teammate, and continuing to really get the lap times in. Little Groovy continuing to pull away from Clarky Boy at this stage in the race, but Clarky Boy doing a great job there in P7. Will get some great points there in his championship. Lightblade saying great racing. Couldn't agree more, mate. It's been absolutely fantastic out on track tonight. It really has been a joy to watch. As Magpie is still pretty close to the back of Derby Bay here, but we've got just 4 laps left to go as we've got Aldrich Avis coming out of the last corner. So not far to go for these drivers here. Some of these guys will be racing on ACC and the Porsche Super Cup after this as well. Joam, Raki, just to name a couple of them. I don't know if DJ Phil might be down to race in the Porsche Super Cup. I'm not sure. I wonder if he might be, you know. See, Bennett's got a 3-second time penalty for more track limits here, so these drivers are racking up their time penalties like no tomorrow this evening. Strict corner cutting penalties on for this season, so that obviously is going to play a major factor in that. But the moment Aldrich Avis has the lead of the race by 6.5 seconds here over Derby Bay. Magpie there running in that final podium spot. Joam there a further 4.5 seconds back, little way off the podium spots, but still continuing to reel in Derby Bay and Magpie at this point. Can Joam get there? Can he get himself onto the podium and damage limitation here in this race? It'd be great if Joam can do that. Derby Bay's medium tyres will be starting to fill the pace now at this point. Can he keep them working all the way? As we got just 3 laps left to go here in this race. These guys do appear to actually be reeling in Aldrich Avis a little bit at this point, but I think it might be too little too late. Aldrich's probably taking it easy out the front. He knows that he's got it. Lightblade says, are you streaming the Porsches, Andy? Yes, mate. Yeah, of course. If I'm at home and my mic's still working and my marbles are still there, just about, then I'll always be streaming. I'll always be commentating. You can bet on that, mate. I'll always be commentating. Yep, Porsches will be live after this. Probably sprint downstairs, grab a drink, something to soothe my throat a little bit, and then we'll be back at it again. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout for them. I know that there's it's obviously we started the championship mid-season. Hopefully we'll get a good grid for tonight's race. The Porsches are always fun to watch, even if you've only got a handful of drivers. They are always good action regardless. So yeah, if you've got sort of like, as long as you've got at least 10 people out on the track, you always get good value for money with the Porsches. Obviously it's free entertainment here on the Motive channel, so it's not like value for money. It really means a whole lot. But still, we've got Derby Bay and Magpie battling out over second place. Joram continuing to reel them in, only 3.5 seconds the gap. I think maybe that might be a little bit too far back. Anyone to grab in the box? Do you fancy it? If you want, mate, you're more than welcome. Obviously, we've got Bennett there up into 9th place there. We see him getting himself ahead of Horatio. Magpie's got back ahead. Aldrich Avis! What's happened to Aldrich Avis? Oh no! He was leading the race. Aldrich Avis had the lead of the race and looked to have it under control. I can't believe it. Derby Bay has had the lead given to him on a plate That is incredible. Lightbait says he hasn't got a mic. Oh no. But this is incredible stuff here. Aldrich Avist looked like he had this one completely and utterly within his grasp. He has dropped it at the beginning of the penultimate lap, and he now finds himself down in P3. Joram is now within 2 seconds of a podium spot, but Derby Bay has just got to take it around one more lap here at Catalunya, and he will take his first win at Motive on a Friday night. This has got to be tension. If you're Derby Bay right now, you have got to be bricking it. You have got to be sat there on complete and utter edge as he's now coming out of the last corner and about to start his final lap of the race, trying to break that toe, trying to keep himself out of that DRS slipstream there, as Magpie is trying to duck in and out and trying to keep himself close there. Has a little look into turn one, he's too far back. Derby Bay is going to hold that one, but these worn medium tyres of Derby Bay are going to be screaming. They're going to be in agony. They're going to be pleading and begging him to let them go and let them off of the car. But at the moment, Derby Bay is eking the best out of them still. He's keeping onto this lead just about. Magpie is throwing the kitchen sink at him, and now Aldrich Avist is back onto the rear of them, having dropped it a couple of laps ago. He's now really close on the back of them once again. Derby Bay is going to have to make that Williams as wide as a combine harvester here if he is to keep Magpie behind him. Magpie is coming for him. This is the final DRS zone. This is going to be Magpie's big chance to get this done. Derby Bay's just got to defend to the inside. Magpie is surely going to try and send one if he leaves the door open. No, he's just a little bit too far back to send one down the inside. Derby Bay keeping this by the skin of his teeth. Here we go. Few corners left to go. Derby Bay's done everything right here in this race. Managed to capitalise on Aldrich Avist, dropping it with 2 laps left to go. Derby Bay was in the right place at the right time. Has managed to go 19 laps on these medium tyres. What a job from Derby Bay as he comes out of the final corner here at Barcelona Circuit de Catalunya. He comes up towards the line to take the Spanish Grand Prix win here at Motive on the PlayStation 4 here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. Round 4 of the season goes to Derby Bay. Magpie and Aldrich Avist completing the podium there with Joram, the reigning champion, in 4th place. Little Greavy will come round to take 5th place here in this race, just ahead of Rednas there, holding off the charge of Rednas just about. Rednas started to close him in a little bit. Clarky boy there will take 7th place behind these guys as he's coming out of the last corner now. Managed to go a long way on those hard tyres. Holds off Game for Life just about there. That was close there between those two. But Clarky Boy 7th, Game for Life 8th. Bennett LCFC coming out of the last corner. It's going to be a 9th place finish here for Bennett as he crosses over the line. Horatio will take 10th place here in this race, 5 seconds behind Bennett. Polish My Balls a little way behind Horatio in this one. He's just coming through the final sector of the lap now. He's got Raki very much for company here. Lightbait saying whoop whoop. Victor loving the last lap angles there. Yep, the game does pick some really cool angles on the last lap. It always goes to the helicopter cam at the end of the race. We see Polish My Balls there taking 11th place ahead of Raki in 12th, and that is that for the race there, ladies and gentlemen. What a race we had here tonight. Aldrich Avist is going to be absolutely fuming. He's going to be so disappointed with how that went down at the end there, but nonetheless, Derby Bay, a well-deserved winner tonight. Congratulations, Derby Bay, on your first win here on a Friday night at Motive on the Formula 1 game. Stuff to see him break his duck here in this F1 league. Magpie second, Aldrich Avist completes the podium despite that disappointing end to the race. We're dropping it with 2 laps left to go, seemingly with the win at his mercy. Joram will obviously be kicking himself with that restart and how that went down, because if it hadn't been for that, he probably would have taken the win with Aldrich Avist dropping it. But nonetheless, Derby Bay was Johnny on the spot and took advantage of every opportunity that was handed to him, and it is P1 there for Derby Bay. Victor Alvarez says a Williams win, congrats Derby Bay. Cordeo says that was some great racing, it really was, guys, absolutely great stuff. Nearly everybody picking up a time penalty other than the top 3. So the top 3, well done to you guys for keeping it clean and tidy out on the track. Lightblade says on the top step where they deserve to be. Absolutely, mate, 100%. He really does deserve to take the win tonight. Derby Bay, what a job. Big congratulations to the podium finishers, and a big thank you to everybody on the stream here tonight, to Lightblade, Victor, Cordeo, obviously a few more people as well. We had so over the course of tonight we had Game for Life also in the comments as well as DDTKU. big thank you guys. We will see you in the next one. Join us for the next Formula 1 race here at Motive. Next round of the season will be obviously next Friday, should I say, in 7 days time. We will be at Monaco. Oh, that's going to be a wreckfest. Well, hopefully not, I shouldn't say that, but that's going to be an interesting one to say the least. But we'll be on ACC in a few minutes time. Join us in about 10 minutes. We'll be live for the first round of the Porsche Super Cup at Monza. We're going to be jumping straight on there, and we will have that underway very shortly, guys. But if you're done for tonight, if you're coming off, I wish you a pleasant weekend. We'll be live tomorrow night for the British GT Sprint Cup from 7 PM on ACC, and then Sunday night we'll obviously have the GT3 Championship on ACC at 6 PM GMT, and hopefully, as long as I'm not absolutely completely and utterly done over by the end of the weekend, we should hopefully have the XL OG League on Sunday at 8:30 PM. I ideally hope I can. I usually have no energy by that point in the weekend, but if I can get a bit of sleep on Sunday night after work, Sunday afternoon after work, I will try my best. I really will. But thanks everybody, as always, for joining us. We will see you in the next one. So we'll see you shortly, maybe. Thanks everybody, as always, for joining us.